Page 177 in our World in Space book, Shapes in the Sky. These are stratus clouds over here. And then over here we have cumulus clouds. There are many different kinds of clouds, and each kind has a name. Most clouds are named for their shapes. The clouds that look like great sheets pulled across the sky are called stratus clouds. Stratus means sheet-like. These are the kinds of clouds that are closest to the ground. I'm sucking on a bonbon maple candy, so I'm doing the best I can. When a stratus cloud is dark, with a steady rain falling from it, it is a nimbostratus cloud. Nimbus means rain, so a nimbostratus cloud is a rain sheet. Cumulus clouds are the ones that look like fluffy balls of cotton, ones we're looking at over here, or scoops of ice cream all piled up. Cumulus means pile or heap. When a cumulus cloud rises high into the air and grows dark and heavy with rain, it is called a cumulonimbus cloud, a pile of rain. Am I saying it right? You say it. Cumulonimbus. Nimbus. Am I saying it right? Come on, man. A pile of rain. These are the kinds of clouds that cause thunderstorms and tornadoes. Stratocumulus clouds cover much of the sky like stratus clouds, but are piled up like cumulus clouds. Right. It's easy to see how they got their name. Alto means high, so altocumulus clouds are high cumulus clouds. They may be as much as 20,000 feet above the ground. I understand I'm slaughtering the pronunciation. Excuse me. They may be as much as 20,000 feet above the ground. They don't look much like piles, though. Sometimes they look like lumpy white ripples stretched across the sky. Then they are called altocumulus undulatus clouds. Undulatus means ripple. The highest clouds of all are cirrus clouds. They are made of ice droplets and look like rain, look like thin, wispy streaks or curls. And cirrus means curl of hair. Sometimes cirrus clouds are piled together. Then they are called cirrocumulus clouds. Excuse me, it's not like this is our job or anything. We're just reading in a social class. Right, and so for you to give me a hard time about my pronunciation, I can, for me to respond in a way to say, I'm slaughtering the words. Why don't you go give people a hard time that are slaughtering innocent people? I mean, it's a little extreme, but it's not too out of place. Right now, if this was my job and you were my boss and you're like, hey, Mary, you gotta at least work a little bit on the pronunciations and not sound like a freaking inebriated soccer mom. Well, boss man, why don't you go fuck off and bother people that are slaughtering people, not words? Leave me alone, boss. Well, now you're fired. They're trying to impede on our freedom of speech. Freedom of speech. I thought this was a free country. Do you understand where it gets stupid? Okay, so let's not keep fucking being stupid. How's about that? Yeah? No? You want to keep being stupid? Okay. Right, that's just kind of stupidity we've been dealing with over the years within our public and private systems. Yeah, it's been very frustrating to say the least. Just as a human being in general, I don't work for anybody. No, I'm a loser. Haven't you heard? Yeah, we're trying to help the kids in the burning car in the hands of sick murderers, pedophiles, being protected by other citizens who are all caught up in all these schemes and scams, fraud, drugs, promoting this, hammering that. It's really disgusting. You have all these investigations. It's bullshit how many people have been acting like total fucking circus clowns and not being real with people. It's very scary to a lot of us. Yes, indeed. Who the fuck do you think you are? Anyways, clouds piled together. Where were we? Then they are called cumulonimbus clouds. Circumulus. Thank you. You're welcome. Circumulus clouds. People say it's a mackerel sky. Oh, look at that mackerel sky. Because the clouds look like the scales of the fish called a mackerel. Makes sense? Squeezing water from air. Ooh. Here's an experiment that will show you how clouds form. You can find out for yourself how cold air and warm air make drops of water. Condensation. Awesome, we were just learning about this. Do this experiment in the kitchen. You'll need a drinking glass, a few ice cubes, and a spoon of warm, moist air. To make sure there is moisture in the air, have a pot of water boiling on the stove. Make sure the glass is clean and perfectly dry. Fill it about halfway with water, making sure that the outside of the glass stays dry. Your mom would get mad at you if you boiled water on your own. Well, it's good you know that. Well, you can blame it on us if they say anything, right? Fill it about halfway with water. Make sure the glass is clean and perfectly dry. Fill it about halfway with water, making sure that the outside of the glass stays dry. Put some what? Put some ice cubes into the water and stir them slowly. After a time, you will see the sides of the glass take a grayish, frosty look. Run your fingertips over the glass and you will find that it is wet. This wetness is gone. This wetness is gone. This wetness is caused by many tiny, tiny droplets of water clinging to the sides of the glass. The glass was dry on the outside when you began. It's fucking amazing. This is for the kids. Stop it. The glass was dry on the outside when you began the experiment. So the only place the water could have come from is the warm air in the kitchen. Now spell your name. No, I'm just going to draw a heart. F-U. Here's what happened. The warm air. Hold on. The warm air is full of water vapor, water in the form of a gas. The water vapor is made up of tiny, tiny things called molecules. The molecules of water vapor spread out and moving around. The water vapor are spread out and moving around, but when some of the molecules touch the cold glass, they condense or come together to form tiny droplets of water. And that's how clouds form. No, I was supposed to do it under 10 minutes, but I'm at 10:14 now, so F it. And that's how clouds form. Warm air with water vapor on it, with water vapor in it, meets cold air. When molecules of water get very cold, they join themselves together more tightly. Then the water becomes ice. Clouds on the earth. Wow, look at that. Is that the San Francisco Bridge? Oh, the Golden Gate Bridge, excuse me. Golden Gate Bridge, California. So it's right there. Golden Gate Bridge. Fog under the Golden Gate Bridge, California. So is it the level of the atmosphere it's in? So when it's down below a certain level of the atmosphere, it's fog. But if it's up there, it's a cloud. Can we just call them ground clouds? These clouds are grounded. Naughty. Clouds on the earth. Rump. Rump. The growly sound of a foghorn echoes in the night. A thick gray fog creeps in from the ocean and settles over the waterfront. You can hardly see your hand in front of your face. It's like being in the middle of a cloud. As a matter of fact, that's just what fog is. It's a cloud that touches the earth instead of floating high in the sky. Like every other kind of cloud, fog forms when warm, moist air meets cool air. Fog often forms when warm, moist air passes over the cold water of an ocean, lake, or river. The warm air quickly cools. Then the water vapor in it becomes millions of tiny droplets of water. A cloud that rolls in from the water and spreads out over the land. Fog forms over land in much the same way. This happens when ground that has been warm all day begins to cool off. As the warm air above the ground cools, the water vapor in the air turns into droplets of water. Then there's a fog that hugs the ground. The fog is hugging the ground. Homemade clouds. Homemade clouds. You can make a cloud. In fact, you probably have made clouds many, many times. All you need is a cold day. Just open your mouth and blow a puff of breath into the cold air. For just a moment, you'll see a cloud. It's only a tiny, smoky, whitish patch in the air. But it's a real cloud. Clouds are made when warm, moist air hits cold air. That's what happens when you breathe on a cold day. Your breath is warm from being inside your warm body. So are you like a fog machine? Are you making clouds? Happens. And your breath is full of water vapor, water in the form of gas. When your breath hits the cold air, the water vapor instantly turns into many tiny droplets of water. The droplets form a cloud, just like the clouds in the sky, but the cloud is so tiny that it quickly spreads out and vanishes in the air. Clouds airplanes make. Have you ever looked up and seen a jet airplane high in the sky? Sometimes you will see what it looks. Sometimes you will see what looks like a trail of white smoke stretched out behind the plane. This trail is a cloud made by the jet. The air high in the sky is cold and frosty. Hot gas left over from the burned fuel comes out of the jet's engines. There is a lot of water vapor in this hot gas. When the water vapor hits the cold air, it instantly condenses into tiny water droplets or ice crystals, so the jet leaves a long, white cloud behind it. These long clouds that a jet makes are called contrails, which is short for condensation trails. Some call them chemtrails. Fear the reaper, sweetheart. Contrails sometimes cause rainstorms or snowstorms. Right, that's probably why it's important to have those regulations, because some psycho, might want to put something and just crop dust your community with. Right, so thank goodness we have things in place for security and surveillance. I know, and then they try to stop the security and surveillance. They're trying to spy on you. No, they're trying to protect us from fucking idiots like you. I know. Hopefully they're starting to get it. Do you have any other questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, how we can help these children without breaking the law? All right, you just let us know, okay? All right.